Hello, this is Rico with Pena Global in our series about how communication trumps technology. As I work with a lot of leaders around the world and having to get adjusted to this virtual communication, the common challenge I keep hearing from them is, how do I connect effectively with my team, especially virtually with different temperaments, personalities, and challenges? Now, everyone has their own style and tendencies, and when working virtually, we need to become more aware of the strengths and weaknesses that we have. So what I want to share with you is the different types of temperaments you may be dealing with virtually and how to work more effectively each one of them so they can become more productive and more engaged in your virtual conversation. Now, as a leader, a couple things you might need to do with every conversation so that you're more effective and they are more engaged. First and foremost, you must be more focused. You must become focused. Now, with me, it's all about understanding what is the purpose, what is the outcome, and who am I speaking with. Secondly, what you need to do is be completely open. That is with everyone, and letting go of preconceived notions and understanding that this is a different way of communicating, how to connect with each other so to make sure that what you have to say and what you expect is clearly defined. In this virtual world, what leaders are really going to have to focus on is how to be clear, simple, and understand is giving each individual elements that they need to be more effective. Now, I want to talk about 4 different temperaments. We're going to have 4 different series. And when you speak about each one of these temperaments, and you as a leader, how do you connect and speak their language in such a way that they're engaged and they're willing to perform at a higher level, in particular virtually? Now, the first one I want to talk to is the one that, well, before I say anything, every time I mention or describe, I'm talking about in generalities. We're talking about something that is extremely visible, a high level of intensity. As I describe these, someone is going to pop into your head. A person, an individual, someone you know these things describe. And as we put all 4 together, as we all have a blend of them, the environment and situation will dictate. So these are things that you can visually see in your conversations. So the first one is going to be that individual that tends to be very driven, very direct, very ongoing. Not someone you need to micromanage very well. They tend to disagree with facts and challenge. They love to have that challenge. And they're also looking to move quickly. If this is someone you recognize or someone that you know, then a couple of things as a leader, especially virtually, that I would recommend you do. Number 1, speak in bullet points. Their mind is moving so quickly. They're already looking at how to develop results because that is their fuel. That is how they identify themselves. That as they're speaking, you probably have already experienced this. You're speaking to them and they're somewhere else doing something else. They're listening, but they're multitasking. And if it's in a group, this is probably someone the camera's not on and you need to call on them when needed. To keep them engaged, ask for their opinion. Let them know ahead of time what you want them to do so they're prepared and excited and ready to move forward. Number 2, what you want to do for them is provide them with a go-to list of names and numbers or emails that they can call quickly when they have a question or they're trying to move the ball forward. They like to have things within reach and they like to move quickly. Secondly is provide them with a checklist. If you have this individual in a group, make sure that they know exactly what their responsibilities are, a checklist to know that they're moving forward, and a timeline or expectations that you expect them to have. And most importantly for this particular group, when you're dealing with meetings virtually, make sure you give them an opportunity for their opinions, their recommendations, and their insights to be heard. This will keep them engaged in that virtual meeting. They like quick, they like bullet points, they like to know exactly where they are. They also don't like to be micromanaged, so don't try to overpower them. They're strong, they can get a lot of things done in a very short period of time, but virtually this is how they're going to communicate. I highly recommend, if not in a group, to work with them individually, knowing that emails and phone calls or even virtually, it's going to be a quick call, bullet point, here's the results, and then let them go. I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned for the next 3 videos, which will be talking about all the other temperaments, and then finally how to use virtual training and virtual communication to make sure that your team stays productive, stays cohesive, and you as a leader, that your communication is clear and purposeful. This is Rico with Pena Global, and we'll see you next time.